So tonight I'm making broccoli cheddar soup for dinner, and I've already cut up my broccoli and my onions, and I sauteed some fresh garlic. And I had a video made, but Trenton, my son, was being very difficult and argumentative, and so I'm not going to use that one, unfortunately. So I cut the carrots approximately like this thick, and the broccoli is about that. And then I also used the part of the stalk of the broccoli. And then what I do with my garlic is I take my cloves of garlic, I put them on there, and then with a bigger knife, I lay it flat on the garlic, and then I just crush the garlic. I'm going to put some butter and some heavy cream and some chicken stock in with it and then also the cheddar cheese to make it creamy the way it usually is, but I'm using chicken stock because I don't have any vegetable stock, and I have a box of containers of chicken stock. I have like a box full of 6 chicken stock boxes. So I'm gonna use about 4 tablespoons of butter for this. So that was 2, and then this will be another 2 that I will use. Great thing about butter is it always has the measurement right. Let me see if I can get it. Oh, right there. Has the measurement on there. Four tablespoons of butter. I used 4 cloves of garlic. I used about, I'm gonna say probably about 5 whole carrots, 5 whole fresh carrots. I cut the tip and the butt, I like to call it, which is where this is the root, but this is where like the greenery grows. So I cut this part off, and then I cut this part off, and then I cut it, I just sliced it. Usually, I can't say usually because everybody makes differently, but I've seen before in the past when I've gotten broccoli cheddar soup that the carrots are really like matchstick size, like strips, and I didn't want to do that because I wanted the carrots to be able to be picked out if people don't like them. All right. Okay, I'll put these carrots away later. So I'm gonna put the cream in there. Stock. I did put onions in there. I cut up some onions and I diced up the garlic, and then I sauteed it in butter on the stove. I put it on medium, and I really should have put it on low to saute it slowly, but it'll make it, garlic is very potent and strong, and when you cook it fresh without, in like soup or something, it adds like a very full flavor, and I found that I like it better when I saute it and then I put it in a dish. I do like it better that way. You can also roast the garlic if you choose to do so. And now my house smells like sauteed garlic, which I don't mind because I love garlic. I love the smell of garlic, and my hands really smell like garlic. C'est la vie, it's the life. Pepper. Salt. And my garlic and onion powder. My garlic and onion powder and my salt and my pepper are really my lives. Really my life. When it comes to cooking, those are like my absolute most must-haves is garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. And that is really like, that's how I make all of my stuff taste really good, is like that. It's really my, like I said, it's a staple in my cooking. I always have to have garlic and onion powder. Oh, here. So, this is 1 pint, 16 fluid ounces of unpasteurized regular whipping cream. You can use heavy whipping cream if you choose to do so, but I'm using regular. Sorry, that's backwards, but I cannot help that. I wish I had a mirror, I guess. I'm gonna pour the whole thing in. Actually, I'm really not. I think I'm only gonna do a cup of this. I really hope this is enough. Yeah, only gonna do a cup, which is 8 ounces, so a half. The cream. And then my suggestion, just with experience with making cheesy, creamy dishes, is to let it all cook down a little bit and cook and get hot before you add the cheese. Because whenever you add it, then it'll start to, oh good heavens. For chicken stock, I'm gonna do 1. I know you can't see me. 2. 2 cups of chicken stock, and then the rest I'm gonna just use water. Because the cheese will make it creamy, that cream will make it creamy. If you want it to be more creamy, you can add 1 whole pint, which, like I said, I didn't say this in this video. I will probably be adding to it. This is not a recipe that I have found. What, honeybee? I love you. I love you, baby. And I'm gonna add the rest of this cream. This is, I didn't look up a recipe. This is not a recipe that I'm using. I used 6 broccoli stalks. They weren't very big. They were, I'm gonna say they're probably on the smaller side. So 6 smaller broccoli stalks is what I used for this dish. I used a whole yellow onion. Typically, I would probably use white onion, but I used a yellow onion because that's all they had at the store at the time. Today is a super off day for me, and I don't know why. There's some weird, like, weirdness going on. All right. I just pinch. Pinch and sprinkle. Pinch and sprinkle. So I'm gonna say probably about a teaspoon of salt, maybe a teaspoon and a half of salt. You don't want to add too much salt because the Sometimes if you use salted butter, you really don't want to probably use any salt. You don't want to add any extra salt to it if the butter is salted. I use unsalted butter, so I do want to add a little bit of salt. But the cheese itself is going to add some saltiness to it as well. Pepper. You want to add pepper. I'm going to say do match your salt with your pepper. That's what I always do. I always match the amount of salt as pepper. Unless I'm making something spicy, and then I don't typically add pepper. It's almost halfway expecting this to be a little bit more, but okay. And then I did about a tablespoon of onion powder and a tablespoon of garlic powder. I already have garlic and onion in there, but I really love garlic and onion powder. I just do. You want to get a big spoon. In the dishwasher. You want to stir it up. Get all the goodness. I might have to add more to it. Like I said, I cook a lot. I cook a lot of food. It's just what happens. And then you want to play it. You want to play it. Play the video. You want to turn on your burner to, I would not say high, I would say medium. This is what I have it on. Just gonna have it on medium. And just let it cook now. I used about 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, 1.5 teaspoons of salt. I used 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of onion powder. I used 1 whole yellow onion. I used 4 garlic cloves. I used 6 smaller, hold on. I used 6 smaller broccoli stalks. I didn't use like the stalk, but I used like the broccoli florets. I used those, about 6 of like the broccoli heads. That's what I'm gonna call them. I cut them. I used part of the broccoli stalk itself to put in there for the broccoli cheddar soup. I'm going to let it heat and cook and boil. Once I let it boil.
I love you, Mama.
I love you too, babies. I love you. I'm sorry that we had a rough moment.
I'm sorry that I had a rough moment.
I love you.
I asked you to take off that rubber band.
I know, but
right
if I
there.
take off the rubber band, then my iPad's gonna fall and break.
Oh.
So, then I used 2 cups of heavy cream. I used 2 cups of chicken stock, and then I used 4 cups of water. Please do not stick your tongue out. That is gross. Boy, Mom, that's what I am. Broccoli cheddar soup is whose favorite?
Mine.
Yours. So.
Is it almost ready?
No. I just put it on the burner. So that is all for today. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
You want to tell them if they like it to subscribe?
If you want to describe down below.
Subscribe. If you would like to subscribe to my channel, please go ahead and do so. If you like this video and you have any ideas about how to make it better or
if you like this video, give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, give us a thumbs up. Also, comment below if you have any like food ideas, any dinner recipes that you would like for me to try on here. If you have any comments to make about how to make the video better or just improve altogether, just comment down below. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful night. Bye.
Bye bye. Have a wonderful night.